Hi folks, Bob Krebs, Sales Manager with Pure Pursuit Automotive here again with you this evening, and I'm introducing you to get ready to take a test drive in this beautiful 2012 Cayenne S. This is one fantastic vehicle that we have just acquired with a beautiful exterior and interior, and as you can see, the interior of this is a beautiful tan with brown accents that are wood grained. And what I'll go ahead and start with is some of the instrumentation here, the array of those. So I'll start from the left and go over to the right to the center console. If you look on the left, you've got your engine temperature here, the water temperature of the radiator. Below that, the oil pounds and temperature as well. So you've also got your speedometer indicating miles per hour, and the tachometer, which gives you the revolutions per minute as you're driving. The next one all over here on the right, this is going to be engine temperature as well. And of course you've got your fuel gauge, which will give you, as I'll show you in just a second, you can find out how many miles to empty in case you get a little bit low. And it constantly updates and gives you an estimate of how much time you have remaining to drive. So this particular gauge has several different functions. Number one, by switching it, it's currently in navigation mode, and by switching it here on the steering wheel itself, you're able to change that to different levels within it. To the working phone, the Bluetooth inside, which gives you also the temperature and the time. The trip, it gives you the ride time, distance traveled, range approximately, and the speed on average of what you've been driving. The next one, it gives you the tire pressure of each and every single one of the tires. Front two in this case are 33, back two, left is 39, right's 38. Obviously the back have a little bit more pressure than the front tires. This also gives you an analog view electronically of the same features the other ones show. And the digital portion gives you again the temperature, the oil, and how many bars of that you've got as far as your oil goes. And of course, you can also find out what radio station you're on without having to look over here. As you're driving, this becomes very critical because rather than glance all the way over here and possibly have an accident or miss something on the roadway, you can do essentially everything from the steering wheel that you can do from the center console. So you can control the radio from here, you can control the sound from here, and numerous other features simply by these few controls on the steering wheel itself. It also gives you information on the navigation that you've gone through. In this case, it shows the last destination was 16th Avenue, USA, Brooklyn, New York. So the vehicle obviously traveled to there at some point in time, which was the last navigation that was entered into the system. So that pretty much completes how that works. All right, now moving along to the center console of the vehicle, you've got a computer screen readout here. On top, you have essentially your clock. It operates with digital and analog so that you can tell what time it is, obviously, while you're driving, and you can see it from here. The second thing here is our computer readout screen, which has several different functions to it. It's got a radio tuner feature so that you can select what you're looking at as far as the radio stations you're choosing, and of course which radio stations you want to listen to, which can be controlled by the steering wheel as well. So once you decide to do that, you can pretty much preset your memory, set the manual to do it by yourself manually with your fingers, or you can store several different radio stations that are your favorites, or the ones that you particularly listen to on a regular basis. The next is the disc for the CD player. In this particular case, you can put your CD in and it will obviously play. It's also got MP3 player as well. You can, again, do the same thing. Your track list, repeat, shuffle, etc., etc. So it's got a wide array of different functions for the CD itself. And the source, obviously, you can choose which one you want, from disc to satellite to FM to AM sourcing on this. It's also got the navigation portion, which in this case will allow you to use it to navigate and find out where you're going. This will give you real-time navigation, and of course you can enter in any particular address or any location that you want to go to, and it will take you there the same way that MapQuest or Google Maps will take you to a particular location. So and of course the information you're going to get here tells you a little bit about each of those things, the traffic messages, location, and other details. So moving on down here on the console itself, you've got your temperature controls, heat and air conditioning. You've got a driver's side and a passenger side, so that way either person can set their own comfort level to whatever they desire. The temperature can go obviously up or down, and then of course the fan is also on this side as well as this side, so you can set your fan at whatever speed you want to blow the air faster or slower. Same thing with the passenger side. You can set the fan to whatever speed you wish, and you can set the temperature to whatever temperature that you wish that is comfortable for you. Or you can also set them on an auto. In that particular case, it will always go to that as long as you're driving it. So, and of course, obviously, you've got your hazards that you can put on up here. You got your front and rear defrosters, and also you've got seat arrangements here as far as where you want the seat to be able to have the air going, whether it's facing the top here, or whether you want the air coming out of the middle console, or whether you want it at your feet. So again, all those are automatic, or you can set them manually. It's also got a seat heater, which I've got this one turned on at this point in time, but I can tell you it's getting a little warm, so I'm going to cut it down. I think most people would find number 1 setting good, but certainly when you get in a cold car in winter, number 3 is fantastic, because literally within about a minute and a half, it is very, very toasty and warm. So you've also got your traction controls down here for different types of road conditions, from those that are, let's say, in a mountainous area, those that are regular traction where you want to put it in off-road mode, or if you want to put it also in another off-road mode that's going to give you better traction and the best way to travel in the particular route that you're on. It's also got several other different modes that you can put the vehicle into. And number 1 is sport mode here, and of course that's when you want the vehicle to be able to be performing at a little bit higher rate, or a little bit more responsive. It tightens the suspension up a bit and gives you that kind of a ride that, let's say you're in a maybe like almost like a track thing, or where you're in a range of area where you've got a lot of winding roads, and it's quite honestly very enjoyable because it does hug the road that way. It's also got the anti-skid function and anti-swerve function that will not let your tires break loose should they begin to spin. If they do start to spin and break loose, this will automatically stop the motion and bring your car back to center position so you don't spin out of control and then either undercorrect or overcorrect with the vehicle. It's also got an incline position that you can indicate here, which when you're going down, let's say in a mountainous area, and you've got a steep incline to go down from, let's say, 14,000 feet maybe to 2,000 feet, this will automatically keep the vehicle from going too fast, yet at the same time allowing you to be able to drive it without being too hyper vigilant about the vehicle. Then we've got the center console glove box, which has a couple of different features to it. Number 1, you can obviously store things in here. Number 2, you've got a USB port where you can plug in your electronic instruments, and a 12-volt power source where you can also charge things up or put various other instruments into that and add your computer, your iPhone, charge your regular phone, whatever you wish. Now let's move here to the panoramic roof we've got, and it's not just a moonroof, it is essentially a panoramic roof which goes all the way to both sides of the vehicle, the front 2 passengers, completely back to the back, so that you've got literally a very large space between the front and the back, so that the passengers are enjoying the same type of moonroof and view that the 2 front passenger and driver are enjoying as well. It's also got several other features up here, which are essentially the lights, where you can turn on the interior light here, or if you wish, you can either passenger has their own light that they can light for their own lighting that's directed just specifically at their seating area, so they don't have to bother anyone else with it. Obviously, it's also got the lighted mirror, so you can check whatever you need to in that area. Okay, the next thing I'm going to talk about here a little bit are just some very real easy features to use, and that's the power mirrors that it's got, in which you can select the mirror that you wish to change the side on, and once you select that mirror side, and of course it's also got the function where you can pull the mirrors in for parking or for just being able to put it in the garage. Once you select the side for that mirror, you can obviously go up, down, right, or left to be able to correct the mirror for the best vision. Again, the power the power windows are run from this side as well, where you've got the driver window, passenger window, and of course both of the back seat windows as well. You can also put the back hatch open from here, which opens completely. Okay, so that about takes care of the interior portion of the vehicle, giving you a little bit of an idea of what the cockpit and the inside of the vehicle looks like. So what we're going to do next is take it out on a little test drive and see what it does on the road.